Hey everyone, welcome to 12 Days of Spring with Daisy and Christy. We are moving on to day 11. We only have 2 days left, can you believe it? It is 11 fluttering butterflies today, and I have 2 pattern papers I'm going to work with. The first one is the Dear Lizzie Stay Colorful collection, and then Paige Evans Turn the Page. And what I'm doing is gonna fussy cut a bunch of, butterflies out, 11 to be exact. I also know that I have the stickers, like the chipboard stickers from Paige Evans Turn the Page, and I was just trying to find them because I wanted to definitely grab those so that I could use them and have a little bit of dimension going on in my page. But other than that, the fact that I knew I needed to have 11 of them, I really did not know what I was going to do with this layout. What ends up happening is I do pull in some stuff from my Secret Not Secret kit. This is my February kit. And it does come together a little bit, and then the rest of it is just some leftovers, not leftovers even, but my 6x6 paper pad from, like I said, Turn the Page from Paige Evans. And I just kind of played here. I fussy cut out kind of almost one of each on this pattern paper, and then I looked at the back of this, and it has a really pretty soft pink to it, and I really liked that, and I wanted to kind of play off of that as well. But then I needed something to back it with, and that is kind of where I struggled a little bit. Thankfully, I do find an option, and it's just a really cheap sheet from a Michael's Hot Buy pad that had pretty little bows, and I go ahead and use those as well to kind of help balance it all out. So you're going to see that in a minute. But after fussy cutting everything out, I decided I wanted some of these butterflies to kind of stand alone on their own, but with another pop of color behind them that was almost like a tone on tone. And I flipped through the 6x6 paper pad here and saw this really fun hexagon one. And so I'm taking all of the smaller butterflies and realizing that they fit really nicely on top of them. And of course, because most of them are from the same collection, it fits, the colors fit really, really, really well. And so I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut out a few. I think there's 6 of them in total, 5 or 6 in total, that actually end up making it on my layout with the hexagon behind. Is that a hexagon? I'm pretty sure that's a hexagon behind the butterflies. And the rest of them are just going to be kind of like they're floating in air. You're going to see I go ahead and do a little bit of mixed media as well because, I wanted it to look like they were flying off into wherever they're going, into the sky. And so in order to do that, I end up using a little bit of acrylic paint and some water. So it's really watered down acrylic paint basically. And I just use my finger and just do some swirly lines and to kind of cover it from the top left all the way down to the bottom right, and I kind of really dig it. I feel like it works. I had you're seeing me kind of put it all together, and it kind of connected, and it just all kind of flowed, which is really nice because sometimes, especially when I don't have a concept in my head other than the fact that I know this is what I want to use, this many whatever, it's a little nerve-wracking to like just do stuff and not really know what's gonna happen. I want to like normally go like on Pinterest or something and find a bit of a inspiration or starting point of some kind almost with every layout. And so when I don't do that, like I didn't do with this one, it was a little bit tricky. Of course, this is a design, this diagonal design with butterflies is something you see all over the place. Many other scrapbookers do it. So even though I'm not copying anyone, it's not my original idea either, right? I've seen it all the time. I actually think I just watched a layout within this week of another YouTuber doing this type of design. So I'm sure that was probably in the back of my mind somewhere when I was creating this. But again, it's mine because you probably use a different size photo or the way that they're facing or the mixed media I did, whatever you do, all of it's a little bit different because no one scraps exactly the same way. And that is the beauty of scrapbooking and scrap lifting and anything to go around with that. So while you see me kind of line everything up, I'm going to trace some things out and then I'm going to do the mixed media and all that fun stuff. Just a reminder, we are only one more day of the series and we're done. So I hope you've been enjoying watching us in our 12 days. And if you've played along, that's fantastic. I hope you've given you some inspiration and some ideas to scrap. Please don't forget to head on over and check out Daisy's layout if you haven't already. I am posting this very, very, very late at night. In fact, it's probably going to upload and be showing it as being posted on Friday. But I had to work today and I didn't have time to do my voiceover before I left for work. And then at work during my lunch break, I was busy chatting with one of my hygienists at work. And so I didn't get a chance to do the voiceover. And so here I am at, 9 o'clock at night or whatever it is, doing a voiceover. So it is a little bit late, but this layout was done and I did post it on my Instagram this morning. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I would suggest, if that's something you're into, go ahead and check me out. I do always post my layouts there, and a lot of times I'll remember to post them there first, and then a day or so later, sometimes I remember to post them on Facebook. Not always, but sometimes. So just keep that in mind if that's what you're into. I'm the same thing on Instagram as I am on YouTube, so it's just Christy's Beautiful Life. And yeah, I post everything, and I have a mix. My Instagram is both my scrapbooking and my personal life. I just keep it all as one. I can't have two separate accounts. That is way too complicated. I don't know how people do that. It's way too much stuff for me, so it's all on one account there. Okay, so I've gotten the little mixed media part done there. I then went ahead and grabbed all of my kind of pinks and purples, a little bit. This one has a little bit of a red tinge to it too. And these are all of my shimmers products, and I'm just going to go ahead and add them and just sprinkle and sprinkle and sprinkle. And I really love the effect it gives. I wasn't really sure. I figured because I was adding it was almost like a tone on tone, even though there's different shades, it probably was going to be okay, which is why I just went with it. But I honestly wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But I really do like the effect it has. And then, of course, because you place all the butterflies back on top of it, you don't see it all. And it really gives off a nice little added something beneath the butterflies, and kind of like dimension, even though it's a flat dimension to it. So I'm really liking this. And like I said, I do every single color I have in my tones. I think I've got like cotton candy and pink stilettos, and probably Caribbean Sunset is the red tone. I have lots and lots and lots. If you really need to know the colors of all of them, just let me know. I can list them down below. So here you see I've gotten them all re-glued down and whatnot. I'm now going into my ephemera that I have from my Secret Not Secret kit. And I'm just trying to pull out things that I think I might be able to use. And what I noticed is that there were butterflies in that as well. And I pulled them both out originally, forgetting that I'm only supposed to be adding 11 butterflies, no more than that. And so I'm going to take them away and then I add them back. I do end up replacing the blue one that you see overlapping that one. I liked that one better. It had a little bit of gold shine to it, so I was going to go with that. And then the other ones matched the bigger butterflies that were there to begin with. And I'm just going to overlap them and kind of crease them a little bit so that it just gives it that butterfly a little dimension, as you can see, like I'm doing right there. I also pull out the word hello, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I do have this really cute photo of my daughter sleeping. She's about 2 months old in this photo, taken last May. And I'm thinking, well, what if I did like Hello Sleeping Beauty and really made it a really girly page? And that's kind of what I end up going with. I'm really careful cutting my photo because her little hands are sticking out, and I didn't want to cut them off because my journaling talks about how this is how she used to sleep. It was really, really cute. She had this habit of wanting to be in my bed and then kind of be like in a nest. So she'd be like all cuddled up in my duvet, like sleeping on it, on top of it, and then it folded over on top of her. She loved that, and she'd sleep with her arms wide open, and she just was really, really cute. And that was the face she had for a little bit, and I loved it. So I wanted to kind of document that. It was part of last year's myself documenting for 100 days, the 100-day project, I believe it's called. I'm actually currently doing that again this year. I really love that idea of just documenting your life for 100 days every year. It's really fun, and I know a lot of people really enjoy it, especially personally my family enjoys that I document a photo every day. So I love that series. I'll probably keep that up for quite a while. I don't do a lot of day in the life or week in the life documentation, so that is kind of my substitute for doing that. And to add a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and add that piece of floral pattern paper. Again, we're looking at turn the page. I like that. It definitely brought in all the colors at once. I did try to add in the yellow, but that's just not going to work. With my photos, it just didn't mix correctly. And you're going to see me trim that all off. I'm going to line everything up. I'm going to add my title and my journaling. And in the end, I really love the way this layout turned out. Of course, I had like I said, I really didn't know what this layout was going to turn into. And it just kind of, once I figured out the placement of this photo, it all kind of fit in together. I'm using these beautiful thickers from Amy Tan to spell the word beauty. And then the word sleeping, I'm spelling in that little smaller tiny alpha. It's a floral. I'm not exactly sure where it's from, but it's very pretty, and it fit using a larger word in the smaller alpha on top of the word beauty fit really well. So I liked that. And then I do end up adding a few sequins and some other little things. I bring in a cloud to add for like, because they're sleeping. I wanted to add in clouds to give that kind of soft, I don't know, cushiony feel to the layout. I'm not really sure. They're whimsy maybe. But also right underneath that blue butterfly and the word hello, there's a big trapped white space there, and I had to fix that. And so adding the cloud there really helped with that. I had a frame on top of my photo. That worked really well. I love that. And really that does it for my layout. I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. It definitely took me a little bit to sort everything out and position where it wanted to be. I apologize about this voiceover. It's a little bit of rambling. I didn't edit it, so it's longer than normal, but it's there, and I know you guys will understand and enjoy it anyways. If you have any questions, please leave them below. More than willing to answer anything you would like to know. And I know I've already mentioned it, but just make sure you head on over and check out Daisy's beautiful layout. I absolutely love the way her layout turned out today. It's so pretty. She documents her girls and her kids, and they're the cutest kids. So I love watching anything she creates, and she's feeling like she's getting her groove back, which is a really nice, because a real true Daisy layout is some of my favorite work when I'm watching scrapbooking. So yeah, that's what I got, guys. Please, yeah, I don't know. I've got another minute to talk to you, and I don't even know what to say. It's so late. I'm ready to just go to sleep. I'm just going to add a few hearts here and sprinkle on some sequins. And my journaling goes right above my photo. And like I said, all that's going to talk about is how she used to sleep like this and how cute it was, and how I just liked this little phase of her life, because I don't even think she sleeps like this anymore, but she used to, and she loved it. There's a look at my finished layout, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday, because this is when it's going to be posted. Bye.